You say, can people trust me?
Here's my real question.
All right, so we're gonna have a real question.
So Lori Lightfoot, when I used to ask her about shootings, right? Towards the end of her administration, she would say to me that the only reason anyone was asking her that question was because she was a black lesbian. Remember? Now you're not even 2 years into your administration, and whenever anyone asks you, difficult questions, you give essentially the Lori Lightfoot black lesbian answer. That somehow people are questioning you because you're black.
Get to your question.
Do you have a better answer than your black man?
Okay, well, I'm not a black lesbian, so I have never said that before. Look, the people of Chicago trusted me, and they voted for me. And I'm going to do everything in my power to continue to invest in people.
Boy. We got to talk about Chicago, right? We got to talk about Chicago once again because the local mayor, Brandon Johnson, is facing more allegations of corruption that we have to talk about, okay? And this one is hilarious, right? Because Brandon Johnson, as you guys saw at the beginning of this video, has been confronted on spamming the race card, okay? Because anytime this guy gets confronted with allegations of corruption, he pulls the race card, which is basically par for the course when it comes to so-called Democrats of color. Anytime they face criticism, okay, rightfully so, they get called out on their corruption, which is very prevalent, okay? They pull the race card in order to deflect from the criticism. And Brett Johnson had a recent press conference, just in case any of you guys missed my last video on this guy. He was receiving criticism, rightly so, for attempting to use taxpayer funds that the city doesn't have because they are $30+ billion in debt. The Chicago public school system is $7+ billion in debt. He basically was receiving criticism for advocating to use $300 million that would be from a high interest loan to get the teachers union a pay raise, right? To get the teachers union an increase in their salary and to fund their pensions, despite the fact that they're failing. Okay, they've done a disastrous job, and the school system just can't afford to take out more loans and high interest loans. They can't afford to take out more debt to fund a failing system. Okay, and he was receiving backlash for this from black people. Okay, there were black protesters that were criticizing him, and this dude was pulling a race card the whole damn time. Okay, I mean, this guy was basically saying all of the criticism towards me is because of black. Okay, he was up there with the black congregation, right? You know what they do, what the Negroes do every time they get criticism, right? When they're in office, they go let the black church, right? And he's sitting up there basically playing race cards, but the vast majority of the people that were protesting the man were black.
The most legitimate existence of anyone in this country is the legitimate existence of a black man. About as long as I've been alive. So,
Security channel is lighting up. They're on to you.
also improved special education services. I would just say, as I finish my comments, the most legitimate existence of anyone in this country is the legitimate existence of a black man. Now, I understand that there are individuals that which can use this as a political opportunity to sow seeds of doubt. But make no mistake about it. I am going to stand firm and flat-footed to ensure that our students get what they deserve. Because, just for the record, I was legitimate when I took an arrest against other administrations when they were closing down black schools. I was also legitimate when I went down to Springfield to fight for a fully elected school board. You can tell that they clearly expect the black man to do everything in less than 2 years. And I will say this though, I do appreciate the energy. I do. Because I do know that if things were still, it would mean that we are moving in the status quo.
Yeah, see, they hear that. Okay, this guy is absolutely abusing, spamming the race card, even in a situation where it makes absolutely no sense. You have black people protesting a black mayor, and the black mayor is blue line by racism, right? Oh, they just don't like the fact of a black man, and they expect the black man to do everything so quickly, so such high expectations for the black man, right? This is what this dude was saying. Okay, he looks silly as hell. So silly that William J. Kelly, who is a real one, by the way, a real journalist, okay, very rare I can hand out that title, okay, but real journalist, William Kelly had to confront Brandon Johnson on spamming the race card, right? Like, listen, you're doing the same thing that Lori Lightfoot was doing, okay? Every time that Lori Lightfoot was criticized, she would say, well, criticize me because I'm a black lesbian, right? It must be bigotry and hate. It can't be because I'm corrupt. It can't be because we're doing a bad job. It can't be because people are dissatisfied, okay? No, it can't be that. It's because bigotry, hate, okay? This is what they do. So apparently, Brandon Johnson has taken notice. He's taking notice because he is criticism, and he's once again confronted by the media on some of the criticism and the allegations of corruption here, and struggled to articulate and explain itself as to why in the world is the city using $80,000 worth of taxpayer funds to essentially get his wife a new office, right? To renovate a new office for his wife, although the city is in a massive amount of debt, right? They can't afford these types of expenditures, these lavish expenditures. But again, this guy has gone full Tiffany Hendrix, right? He is now super ghetto super mayor, right? And the super ghetto mayor, to be more accurate. So without further ado, let's actually get into this clip because this is just more evidence of the fact that people that claim to be right, socialists, they claim they're fighting against corruption and blah, 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 blah. These people are just out to enrich themselves, okay? They're just as corrupt as capitalists that they claim that they are again. So without further ado, let's get into it.
NBC5 Investigates has uncovered records showing that the city spent $80,000 renovating its main office to be used by Mayor John's wife, the First Lady of Chicago.
The receipts show that city workers did much of the labor and built the city for that work. Here's NBC5 Investigates Ben hitting it with the story.
Yeah, Alex and Allison, these renovation or redecorating costs, well, the mayor says it won't bankrupt the city. Come at a time when Chicago is facing a huge financial hole and weighing all options, including potential layoffs, to make up for this deficit. Some of its financial challenges raise questions about why the city spent more than $80,000 renovating this office in the Cultural Center for First Lady Stacey Johnson. Invoices obtained by NBC5 Investigates show the work began in room 306 as early as February and continued through August, with city workers, including painters, carpenters, and electricians, clocking more than 350 hours of time, billing the city for more than $25,000 in labor costs. Invoices also show more than $11,000 went to a vendor to replace tile and carpeting. Another invoice shows more than $43,000 was spent on furniture alone. We uncovered these records through a series of public records requests that we filed weeks ago. We told the mayor's office we had questions about this on Tuesday, giving them more than 24 hours to prepare for these questions. I'm wondering if you could help define what is the role of the First Lady in your administration and how we justify spending upwards of $80,000 to redecorate an office for her and staff in our current financial situation.
So the Cultural Center has always been a location for dignitaries. Every First Lady has had office space, there. Renovation for my office or any other office is standard procedure.
Is there any concern about optics of spending $4,000 on a desk or $4,000 on club chairs at the time that the city's in this sort of budget hole?
Yeah, a desk is not the purchase of a desk is not gonna change the financial structural damage that has been in place for a very long time. So this is why we ask, and I mean this respectfully, we ask far more profound questions than that. We ask, how do we make sure that the structural damage that's been created over the course of decades that
We need a small business on tax deductions.
reroute the rivers, if you will, to make sure that it gets to the places where there's dry land. And that's what we're doing.
John, this guy just went full-blown Kamala Harris. Right, word south. Okay. Well, in order to fix the city's debt problem, their deficit issue, you have to stop spending money on stupid stuff like this. Hey, that's how you do it. Again, I personally think that the amount of waste, fraud, and abuse in some of these local governments and the federal government will too, right? All of this applies to the federal government too. If you could get rid of all the waste, fraud, and abuse, that would do a whole lot in regards to fixing the financial situation of any government entity. Okay, but what happens is that these politicians get into office and they create these slush funds in the name of social justice, okay, and these initiatives that they promote, they put out there to pretend as if, again, they're doing things on behalf of the people. Okay, they justify raising their taxes to pay for this stuff. But all it really is just these politicians finding ways to
rob us, to straight up rob us. To straight up rob us. That's what's happening.
This is the same guy that got accused of using his campaign funds, funds that people donate to him to help him get reelected on $1,000+ haircuts, right? For him and his team. Okay, this man spent $30,000+ on that haircut, and his hair is always nappy. This dude always has the same nappy mohawk, but yet you spending $30,000 on haircuts, and your hair is always nappy. It don't make sense.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
But
if you can't make it make sense, somebody lying.
Right in your face. This guy is corrupt to the bone. But if you listen to this final talk and how he speaks, he presents himself as a socialist that's fighting against the rich. And that he's going to take money from the rich and give it to the poor. Okay? He's going to help out the so-called black and brown community. But yet all this man is doing is just transferring wealth from rich people that he doesn't like to rich people that he does like, including himself, right? He's giving himself kickbacks as well, too. This is one of those kickbacks. $80,000 to renovate his wife's office, who is first lady. Which, hey, I don't know what she does in her capacity, but again, that journalist asked a great question. What did she do to justify renovating her office, spending $80,000 to renovate her office? Like, is her role really that important? You could have spent a lot less than that, $80,000. I mean, this guy kept out her office, right? Got her to buy his stuff, to buy his chairs, what? But again, this guy, he claims to be a far left progressive, a socialist, but yet the socialist apparently wants to live like the millionaire, like the rich. But again, just off the taxpayer dollars, right? He don't want to start his own company. He don't want to get it out the mud like, entrepreneurs do, like capitalists do. No. He wants to take your money and live off of it, right? And enrich his friends as well, too. And if you criticize him, then you're racist. You're the bad guy, not him. So, again, I hope people are seeing the game here that's played by these socialists. These people are corrupt as hell. They're even more corrupt than the people that they're accused of being corrupt or being greedy or whatever. They pretend not to be. They pretend to be above all. But they're not. They're not. Okay? They just are too lazy to do it the right way, right? To get money the right way. So again, they abuse public office in order to get rich, right? This is what they do. And this is one of the primary reasons why I don't get on board with the whole tax the rich thing or raise taxes in general. We don't need to raise taxes. We need to spend it, right? We don't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem. We spend too much money on waste, fraud, and abuse like this. And then they would turn around and say, oh, we raise taxes to pay for all these black and brown kids to eat. Right? This is what they say. But they're not spending the taxpayer dollars on black and brown kids getting food and eating and education and creating opportunities. No, they're spending on themselves. That's what they're doing. They get their buddies rich.
Johnson voiced displeasure with our questions, but they were born out of these receipts, show an order for this executive chair costing more than $2,200, a desk labeled for the First Lady running more than $4,400, another staffer's desk $4,600, and 2 club chairs costing more than $8,000.
Wow. The question wasn't necessarily about just the dollar amount, but about the cost with that. We just had a very contentious council meeting, so I'm just wondering if you're concerned about that.
So I've been there for 17 months. If you have a question about how I feel about optics, just go back and review the tape. If I were to allow my leadership to be based on someone's opinion of me, it would be a derelict of duty. I never questioned my position to invest in people. I don't do this for optics. I do this to transform lives.
Mayor Johnson went on to mention he's focused on the optics of creating summer jobs for thousands of youths, for ensuring that social workers and counselors are inside of schools, and investing in the west and south side of the
Yeah, so, you know, investing in people, right, according to him, is investing in his wife, right? Investing in his wife getting the $80,000 office renovation, right? For her to do God knows what, right? She ain't doing nothing. Okay, she ain't helping nobody out. And the irony here is that this guy, later on in this press conference, was asked a question about ShotSpot, the system that Brandon Johnson claims is racist, and he wants to get rid of it. Albert, the city council, wants to keep it because it saves lives, right? The system used to detect gunshots when you have gangs getting gunfights and stuff like that. It detects gunshots, all of the police automatically. Some people say it works, some people say it doesn't work. Regardless, there's still a few $1 million, right? Brandon Johnson sees that as a waste of money, right? That's a waste of taxpayer dollars, but not $80,000 renovation on his wife's office, right? That's not a waste of taxpayer dollars. But ShotSpotter, which again, arguably, potentially saves lives, that's a waste of money. You shouldn't be spending money on that. That's wastewater abuse. Those taxpayer dollars can be used in a better place. But again, not an $80,000 renovation for his wife's office. Take a look.
What does it give your thoughts on city council members securing $2.5 million to keep ShotSpotter? Do you think that is political theater? And what you expect next from them? And also, what your thoughts on how that money could better be invested into black communities?
Yeah, well, look. Do you know what you know what's so disappointing about, this effort to raise money for technology that is proven all over the country that it doesn't work, is that these individuals are spending more time talking about technology in a particular neighborhood while not being able to admit why they believe that technology is needed in the first place. That's the part that's actually it's disappointing, and it's just short-sighted. I mean, do I think that there could be better use for that type of corporate dollars? I wish they would have used that money to actually run commercials in favor of them paying their fair share of taxes. They're going to raise $2.5 million for a single item that has proven its ineffectiveness. But work against $100 million that could have addressed housing and homelessness in this city. Do you understand how disingenuous and how unthoughtful that is, particularly when it comes to the very neighborhoods that they say they're advocating for? So yes, I believe there could be a better use of dollars in black communities that have suffered disinvestment for ages. These are the same individuals that are blocking me from investing in their public schools. So I don't take these individuals seriously. I just don't. If I dare to be so vulnerable, I'll be very honest with you all. It actually hurts. It does. We've lost so much in this city. And there are people who are preying on the fears of families who only ask for investment. My safety does not come down to a microphone on top of a pole. I gotta believe that these individuals believe that their lives are worth more than that.
Wow, incredible stuff. According to Brandon Johnson's logic, it is inappropriate to spend $2.5 million on a system that potentially could save lives, okay, because it's racist, okay? It's inappropriate. You can use those taxpayer funds in a much better way, right? But it's totally appropriate to spend $80,000 to renovate his wife's office, right? The office of the First Lady with the finest pieces of furniture that you could buy, right? That's totally fine. That $80,000 could not have been spent in a better place, to feed those black and brown children that he claims he cares about so much, right? To invest in those black and brown communities that he claims that he wants to invest in so much, right? But no, we need to tax the rich. People need to pay their fair share. so his wife can get renovations for her office, right? Not to actually protect people, okay, not to save lives, but for office renovations, right? That is what he sees as investing in the community, right? Investing in the people. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. This dude is playing in your face. Playing in your face. But hey, I'm not surprised. This is what the dude ran on. Chicago became the socialist hellhole that I predicted that it would become, which wasn't a hard prediction to make, right? When this dude first was elected. Okay? I said, we're going to see how the socialist experiment works out, and you're seeing right before your eyes what these people mean when they mean by investing in the community, right? What they mean is investing in getting themselves rich, taking your taxpayer dollars and getting themselves and their friends rich while claiming to be helping out the people. And if you criticize them, you're a bigot. You are a racist, okay? That is essentially the game here. But hey, you know, this guy ran on this. Okay, he was playing in the faces of the voters, and they voted for him. So I can't feel too bad for them. I just cover these stories because I want people to see this as an example of what happens when you vote for these lunatics. When you vote for these socialist lunatics, this is what you get. Chaos and corruption, right? That's exactly what happens when socialists are running your city or your government at the national level, local level, state level. You get corruption and chaos. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It is what it is.